In this story, Tohru had always been the kind of guy people could walk past 100 times without noticing. It wasn't because he could turn invisible, it was simply that his presence never registered. Once, a classmate even took away his desk, mistaking it for empty, while he sat there quietly with only a chair and a book. It wasn't bullying, no one even realized he was there. Even his teacher once forgot he existed, removing his desk entirely before apologizing. He told himself no one was teasing him, but deep down, he knew he couldn't keep fading into the background forever. One day, during a noisy classroom argument over a card game, he tried to speak up. His voice, however, was drowned out by chatter. Just as he was about to give up, the classroom door slammed open. Haruna, his cheerful childhood friend, marched in and scolded the class. She pointed out that they had once again taken his desk and told them to think about him for once. Bright, popular, and always smiling, she was his complete opposite. Her kindness left him flustered. After returning his desk, she brushed off his thanks with ease. In that moment, Tohru realized, while even his own family often forgot him, Haruna always saw him. Still, outside of school, the hopeless feeling returned. He compared himself to tasteless gum, forgettable, useless, and vowed to change. His first step was doing something he loved, secretly watching stray kittens. Thanks to his unnoticeable presence, even the shyest cats ignored him, moving naturally around him. But as he crouched there, he noticed the cats drifting away, almost as if avoiding him. The thought hit him hard. Maybe one day he would simply disappear, and no one would even remember he had existed. While following a black cat through the streets, he noticed it acting skittish, guarding its food. He mentally reassured it. "Relax. No one can see you except me." To his shock, the cat suddenly replied, "Looks like the coast is clear." Right before his eyes, the elegant creature transformed into a stunning dark-haired girl, muttering about how awkward it felt to have hips again after being in her four-legged form. Startled beyond reason, Tohru fell to the ground. The girl froze too, surprised that he could see her. He pointed at her in disbelief. "You were the one who just turned from a cat into a person," he stammered. While he tried to figure out why her strange outfit looked so familiar, she cut him off, only for him to blurt out, "Are you a witch?" The girl immediately shrank, changing into a small child. Groaning, she complained, "I hate this the most," before accusing him of causing it. Apparently, if a human saw a witch's true identity, she was cursed, losing half her power and reverting to this pathetic form. That's when Tohru realized he was actually facing a real witch. She warned him that since he had seen her true self, he wouldn't be getting away so easily. Panicking, he begged for his life. But to his confusion, the witch suddenly offered to grant him one wish instead. When he hesitated, she explained, the curse could only be broken by fulfilling a wish for the one who saw her real form. As he thought about what he truly wanted, his mind drifted back to his childhood. The only person who had ever truly noticed him was Haruna. Back then, she always stood up for him, even when adults scolded him unfairly. He remembered one scene vividly. A teacher angrily accused little Tohru of skipping class, claiming he always vanished. His weak voice barely defended himself until Haruna boldly stepped in. "Tohru never skipped class. He always arrived 5 minutes early," she declared confidently. Then, smiling at him, she assured him, "I can see you perfectly." Back in the present, Tohru told the witch, whose name was Zara, "I'm an invisible man, a charmless, squishy, mumbling weakling. I hate this about myself. So my wish is simple, to be brave enough to tell one girl I truly like her." Zara stared at him, unimpressed. "That's it. I could make you a millionaire in seconds," she said. But he stood firm. "This is my wish." With a sigh, Zara closed her eyes. "If a wish isn't sincere, it won't break the curse anyway." Then, reluctantly, she accepted his request. "The first step," she said, "is to take a good look at Haruna." With that, she conjured up a bit of magical surveillance. Later, she asked, "Have you heard the saying, you can't jump higher than your head?" Tohru nodded. "I understand perfectly. I'm like a snot in a dirty handkerchief. Zara raised an eyebrow. Don't be so self-critical. I'll handle everything. A little mind control magic and even someone out of your league will be all over you. No! He quickly stopped her. I don't want Haruna to be changed. Only I should change. Zara smirked. For such a weakling, you're surprisingly persistent. He nodded firmly. I want to impress her with my own confidence. Fine, Zara said with a sigh. She raised her hand, and in an instant, a terrifying monster appeared before him. What the hell is that? Tohru yelped. It's a golem I made with my magic, she explained calmly. Here's the plan. Order the golem to attack Haruna. Then you charge in like a knight and save her. He paled. I don't stand a chance. To reassure him, Zara casually tore off a piece of the creature, revealing it was made of soft tofu. See? Even with your puny little hands you can handle it. Still skeptical, he muttered. If I suddenly attack, won't I just scare Haruna more than impress her? Zara shrugged. Just make your movements look cool. He wound up and delivered a feeble punch. Pathetic, Zara scoffed. Even a hamster would do better. Embarrassed, Tohru muttered. I'll die of shame. Dying won't solve anything, Zara replied flatly. Otherwise I'd have killed you already. Remember, we still have to fulfill your wish and lift my curse before you leave this world. Deciding to improvise, Zara ordered the golem to grab Haruna. But Tohru immediately complained, clutching his arm. I think I twisted it, he groaned. Before either of them could process what was happening, the golem began wandering off in the wrong direction. Zara's expression turned to horror. She realized she couldn't control it anymore. Her magic was too weak. The creature lurched awkwardly, its body beginning to melt as it lumbered toward two little girls down the street. Tohru's eyes widened. We have to stop it before it hurts someone. But Zara waved him off. Relax. It's just tofu. It can't injure anyone. Then her tone shifted, deadly serious. But if people figure out it was made with magic, my true identity will be exposed. My curse will double in strength, and my power will collapse completely. Tohru blinked. Wait, what? Zara locked eyes with him. And when that happens, your guts will explode, and you'll be gone from this world. His blood ran cold. Why the hell is my life suddenly in serious danger? Because, Zara answered calmly. Wish fulfillment always comes with risks. Now our fates are tied together. Still rattled, Tohru demanded. Then never again try something you can't control. Zara frowned. I didn't expect the curse to drain this much of my power. Can you restore it? He asked urgently. We could wait for it to recover naturally, she explained. But that'll take time. There's a faster way, but not one I can use right now. As the melting golem staggered forward, Tohru realized that as long as no one got hurt, no one would suspect Zara. But the thought of doing nothing made his chest tighten. He hated himself for being such a weakling. Before he knew it, he was running toward the two little girls. Throwing himself in front of them, he shielded their bodies with his own. Even if the golem couldn't harm them, it could still frighten them, and he refused to let that happen. But before anything else could happen, the golem collapsed entirely into a puddle of tofu. The girls turned toward the sound, but Tohru quickly tried to explain, stumbling over his words. It's nothing magical. The girls only shrugged it off as their imagination. Zara tilted her head, surprised. I didn't think it was possible. Your aura of invisibility is so strong, it even hid the golem from human eyes. Tohru panicked. That's impossible. I can't just hide supernatural things by existing. That means I'll never escape this curse of being unnoticed. But Zara smirked faintly. It's not such a bad thing. After all, it just kept us safe and hidden. It was the first time Tohru had ever heard his ability described as something good. The thought left him strangely conflicted. Before he could reflect, Zara broke the moment. We still need to take care of the golem's remains. Close your eyes. If someone sees this, it'll expose me. Reluctantly, Tohru obeyed. The next second, his body froze. Zara had stepped forward and pressed her lips against his. She pulled back with a sharp snap of her fingers. That's better. His face burned red. What the hell was that? A kiss transfers physical energy into magical energy for a witch, she explained smoothly. I've never heard of anything like that, Tohru blurted. She smirked. Well, I had to spend some mana just now. Maybe we should repeat it. Flustered, he stammered. I'm terrible at kissing. And I wanted my first one to be special. Not your first anymore, Zara teased. He flushed scarlet. But you said earlier you couldn't restore magic yet. I only gave you a chance to manifest, she replied slyly. Tell me, do you feel a little closer to the person you want to be? Tohru swallowed, breathless. Maybe, just a little. Good, Zara whispered before cutting him off with another kiss. For a second, Tohru realized there might be some benefits to kissing a witch. But he quickly reminded himself, it was only for her magic. That's when Haruna's voice called out behind them. Tohru? He froze in shock. Haruna was standing there, watching. Did she just see that? Zara, as if reading his panic, bounced over to Haruna with a bright, innocent smile. Are you his girlfriend? Unfazed, Haruna laughed lightly. Yes. She meant it in the childhood friend way, but Tohru nearly fainted from embarrassment. And who are you? Haruna asked politely. I'm his cousin. Just arrived today, Zara announced cheerfully, spinning a believable story. Then she added playfully. By the way, I think Tohru has something in his eye. Could you check? Haruna leaned in close, inspecting his face. Tohru's heart pounded so loudly he was sure Zara could hear it. It's just an eyelash, he blurted, stumbling back toward Zara. We should go. Once they were away, Zara smirked. I did my best for you, but if you freeze like that, it won't matter. I'm sorry, Tohru muttered, clutching his chest. My heart almost jumped out, and what was that cousin lie about? Zara shrugged. You stood there like a tree stump. I had to improvise. Call it a lie in the name of salvation. At least now Haruna won't be suspicious next time. Tohru sighed, reluctantly admitting she was right. Then, lowering his voice, he asked awkwardly. You're not planning to brainwash Haruna, are you? But before she could answer, he suddenly woke up in his own bed. Had it all been a dream? Relieved, he exhaled, until Zara's voice came from beside him. Finally awake? He shot up in fright. Zara was sitting casually on his bed. Why, you're real? He gasped. Quit dreaming, she teased. That's when he noticed, she looked different. Taller. Older. More refined. I regained some of my magic, she explained. This brings me closer to my true form. Technically in this state, I'm your relative. She leaned in with a sly smile. Want to try kissing me again? It'll feel even better now. Flustered, Tohru backed away. Stop joking around. But he couldn't deny it. The last kiss had made her stronger. If one kiss could do that, maybe you could return to normal without lifting the curse, he suggested. Zara shook her head. No. Every witch carries magical energy like water in a fragile glass. When cursed, the glass is cracked. No matter how much you refill it, the power leaks out. Until the curse is broken, kisses are the only way to keep my strength from running dry. Grinning mischievously, she added. And I'm not leaving you alone until it's lifted. Tohru groaned but gave in. Fine. Eat something, Zara instructed, standing. So you don't faint next time. Next time? She smirked. Of course. Did you really think that was the last kiss? Don't worry, it's just for restoring magic. Unless... She looked at him slyly. Do you hate it that much? Tohru stammered, unable to answer. His silence told her everything. You don't hate it, she said softly. It's just overwhelming. He turned away, embarrassed. Growing serious, Zara reminded him. Your goal is to become brave enough to confess to Haruna. The sooner you do, the sooner we part ways. Tohru nodded grimly, but his voice wavered. What if she stops treating me the same way? What if I lose her? Zara smirked. Pathetic. Should we swap roles, then? Let Haruna confess to you instead? That's impossible, he muttered. Then stopped sulking. If you want to change, I'll help you. Even in empty space like you can shine. Tohru clenched his fists. Then, please help me. Even if I chicken out, I'll do everything I can to win Haruna's heart. Zara laughed under her breath, eyes glinting. Good. You've got more determination than I thought. Oh, and by the way, Zara isn't my real name. After learning that Tohru lived alone because his parents were abroad, Zara decided it was the perfect situation. No magic was needed to convince anyone they were family, and she declared she'd live with him. Besides, she couldn't return to her own world. It would take too much energy, and she didn't want other witches to see her in her weakened form. Before Tohru could protest, she conjured a bed right in his room. He froze, wide-eyed, sputtering. Wait, you're actually going to sleep here? He tried to reason with her, saying she could stay but should sleep in another room, maybe the living room. Zara refused immediately, saying she didn't like being alone. Tohru found this unexpectedly cute. She told him to wake her up for dinner, but before he could respond, she had already dozed off, a book resting in her hands. Watching her sleep, Tohru realized she was probably going to be living with him until his wish was fulfilled. She shifted slightly in her sleep, making him flustered. Quickly, he tucked her in under a blanket, his heart pounding. The next morning, Tohru dragged himself to school, exhausted. How was anyone supposed to sleep with a girl lying next to them? That's when he overheard classmates gossiping about Haruna being seen with a guy after school. The words hit Tohru like a punch. He had just started building up the courage to win her heart, and now this? Later that day, he told Zara about it. When she asked if Haruna really had a boyfriend, Tohru explained what he had heard. Zara's expression turned deadly serious. Should we eliminate him? She asked flatly. Tohru nearly fell over in shock, telling her to calm down, but she insisted he should at least fight for Haruna and ruin the guy's chances. Before he could argue further, they spotted Haruna walking with a tall, handsome boy, Rindo. Zara immediately pulled Tohru against the wall, shielding him from view, and pointed toward them. She whispered that someone like Rindo always stood out. Tohru thought bitterly about how the guy was his complete opposite. Then, without warning, Zara grabbed Tohru's face and kissed him. Startled, Tohru stumbled back, blushing furiously. What do you think you're doing? He demanded. He reminded her she still had plenty of energy left, but she smirked and said she was just topping up, just in case, especially before meeting someone as handsome as Rindo. After dressing up dramatically, she twirled and asked, Well? How do I look? Before Tohru could answer, Haruna noticed them and immediately asked who the unfamiliar woman was. Without missing a beat, Zara replied that she was Tohru's cousin, then doubled down, saying her name was Jean, Zara's sister. Haruna looked puzzled but accepted it politely. Rindo, curious, asked if Haruna knew this new girl. Haruna quickly explained that Jean was Tohru's cousin. When Tohru greeted Rindo, the guy actually jumped. He hadn't even noticed Tohru was there. Zara, clearly enjoying herself, playfully asked, So, are you Haruna's boyfriend? Haruna quickly denied it, explaining they'd just met at the entrance ceremony, were in the same class, and happened to live in the same neighborhood. Zara dramatically groaned, saying, Ugh, we're losing the storyline, and compared their situation to a visual novel she once played. Bluntly, she told Tohru he was just a childhood friend character, the one who never wins against the handsome prince. Tohru reluctantly admitted she wasn't wrong, though the words stung. Zara continued narrating her imaginary version of events, throwing in absurd subplots, like Tohru meeting a beautiful thief and marrying her. Tohru told her to stop messing with her save files, insisting Haruna had always been there for him during tough times. Rindo confirmed Haruna's words, saying they were just neighbors walking home together. Still, he added teasingly, Don't worry. For now. The remark sent Tohru's mind spiraling. Did Rindo actually like Haruna? Probably. She was popular, after all. But this time, Tohru had an ace up his sleeve, Zara. Before he could think further, Zara suddenly turned toward Rindo with a mischievous grin. Say, how about a date? She asked boldly. Her confidence left everyone speechless. Stepping closer, she teased, "Unless you're not into mature women like me?" Flustered, Rindo denied it, and when she used a flicker of magic to charm him, he quickly agreed. Giddy, Zara announced that Tohru could go home with Suji instead, then walked off with Rindo, calling him cutie with velvety skin. Haruna, still stunned, said Tohru's cousin was persistent. Tohru wanted to walk home with her, but then remembered Zara's earlier elimination comment and panicked. He told Haruna they should follow them. She agreed but gently took his hand, making him freeze. With a small sigh, she told him Rindo wasn't her boyfriend and apologized for the misunderstanding before running off. Tohru was left confused. Maybe she was just tired of all the rumors. But the thought of Zara's plan hit him again, and he dashed off. Meanwhile, Zara walked with Rindo, humming. When her energy finally ran out, she clapped her hands, breaking the spell. Rindo blinked, confused, asking who she was. Matching his tone, Zara giggled, calling him big brother and suggesting they hang out. As Rindo stepped closer, Tohru suddenly appeared, hugging Zara from behind. "It's not worth it," he blurted. Startled, Zara scolded him for grabbing her like that, asking why he was overreacting. She was only helping arrange a date. Flustered, Tohru snapped that he couldn't let her go on a date if her plan was to kill someone. Zara casually replied, "I haven't done anything yet." He echoed her, "Yet," like it was the entire problem. Then they noticed Rindo walking away. Tohru, still panicking, asked if Rindo had seen her turn into a child earlier. With unnerving calm, she admitted, "Yes." He nearly screamed, reminding her their lives were both at risk if anyone found out. But Zara only smiled, saying, "Asking a witch not to use magic is like telling a fish not to swim." Then she added slyly, "Relax. I have a new plan." She told Tohru to head home while she prepared. The word preparation from her mouth always sounded dangerous, but he reluctantly agreed. Before he left, Zara tapped her lips, saying she needed to replenish energy first. Tohru froze, immediately understanding what she meant. Face red, he knelt and said awkwardly, "It's okay. Just do it and get it over with." Amused, Zara teased, "Don't pretend you don't like it," then kissed him softly. Magic pulsed through her as her form shimmered slightly. Pulling back, she smiled smugly. "Good boy," she said before announcing she had to go. The next day, Tohru couldn't focus in class, worrying about whatever she was planning. She hadn't returned home the previous night, and his thoughts kept circling back to her. Then he noticed a crowd of girls squealing around Rindo as usual. Tohru sighed at how effortlessly popular the guy was. But his thoughts were interrupted when Rindo himself walked up and slammed a hand on Tohru's desk. "Found you," he said in a low, dangerous voice. "You can't hide from me, Tohru." Leaning in close, Rindo demanded to know about Tohru's cousin. Flustered, Tohru tried to dodge the question, mumbling that there was nothing wrong with Jean. But Rindo's patience snapped. "I saw her," he growled. "She transformed into a child right in front of me." "Who is she?" Tohru stammered, denying it, claiming Rindo must have dreamed it. But Rindo slammed his fist again, shouting, "Don't lie to me! I remember everything!" He turned toward the class to call witnesses, but to his horror, no one reacted. Not a single student looked their way. No one heard him. Rindo turned back, wide-eyed. "Is this her doing?" he hissed. Tohru felt dread twist in his chest. It wasn't Zara's magic. It was his own curse. Before he could respond, the classroom door slid open. The teacher walked in cheerfully, announcing, "Everyone take your seats. We have a new transfer student joining us today." Tohru's pulse raced as a girl stepped into the room, and when he saw her face, his jaw nearly dropped. It was Zara. The teacher smiled. "Everyone, please welcome our new student, Zarami." Tohru shot up, shouting in disbelief. Even Rindo's confident mask cracked as he stared in shock.